Davy Crockett, king of the wild frontier.
I'm Georgie Russell. I sing songs and tell tall tales, mostly about my friend Davy Crockett.
Born on a mountaintop in Tennessee, green estate in the land of the free, raised in the woods so's he knowed every tree, killed him a bear when he was only 3. Davy Crockett, king of the wild frontier.
The first time folks heard much about Davy was when the Creek Indians went to war along the whole frontier. The government sent out some soldiers under the best officer the Army had, a general named Andy Jackson.
Major! Major!
Yes, sir, General Jackson. Yes, sir.
Where is that scout I told you to find for me?
He's right here, sir. His name is Davy Crockett.
Listen carefully, Crockett. Chief Red Stick and his warriors are in the forest across the river. I want you to find exactly where they are and what they intend to do. The major and a company of soldiers will go with you.
Well, soldiers ain't woodsmen, General. My friend Russell and I could do better alone.
You have your orders, Crockett.
All right. They're your soldiers, General.
And so we crossed the river. Davy tried to keep us under cover as much as possible. It was hard going. The major didn't like it.
I'm tired of fighting this brush, Crockett. There's a good trail over there. My men and I are going to take it.
It's apt to lead you right into Chief Red Stick's hands.
Our orders are to find him, aren't they? We'll meet you here in the morning.
Sure wish you fellers luck.
That was the darkest night I about ever saw, and the tallest, steepest mountains, and always knowing that the Redskins was somewhere about, maybe close. Davy.
Yeah?
Hear that?
War drums. We better leave the horses here. Ought to be able to see where the Redskins are from the top of that hill.
Look at 'em, would you? Must be hundreds of 'em.
It's Chief Red Stick's band, all right. That's him firing 'em up.
I hope the major and his men don't run into 'em. Looks like they're ready to take the warpath.
We got to get back to General Jackson in a hurry. Come on.
It was nearly dawn when we reached the place where we were supposed to meet the major and his men. There was no sign of them. With the lives of every pioneer along the frontier depending on stopping Chief Red Stick, Davy figured we couldn't afford to wait for the missing soldiers. But suddenly...
Those are Army muskets.
Sounds like the major and his men are in trouble.
Probably ran into some more Indians on their way to join Red Stick. I reckon we'll have to scare 'em off for him.
Just you and me? How?
Well, come on. I'll show you.
The major was in trouble, all right. Real trouble.
We're surrounded, men. Sell your lives dearly.
Company A! Charge them from the rear!
Major, listen.
Company B! Fire it well!
Take heart, men. It's the general and the whole regiment. Cool your barrels, men. We've won the day.
Here comes the regiment.
Company A reporting, Major.
Company B reporting, sir.
But where are the others?
Well, there aren't any others.
Just the two of you?
2 was enough, wasn't it, Major?
This was just a small party that attacked you. Red Stick's main band is holding a war dance back in the mountains. You follow us as fast as you can, Major. Russell and I have to get the word back to the general.
Davy and I felt tolerable good as we headed back to General Jackson's camp. The Indian War was a long ways from being over, but we hadn't lost the first skirmish anyways.
All through the woods he's a-marching along, making up yarns and a-singing a song, itching for fighting and righting a wrong. He's ringy as a bar and twice as strong. Davy Crockett, the man who don't know fear.
General Jackson ordered the whole regiment out. By the time the Major and his men got back, we were all ready to go. We got to Red Stick's camp at dawn. The general divided his forces, and we volunteers stayed with Davy, moving in close on the unsuspecting redskins. They haven't seen us yet. Should we charge them, Davy?
We aren't here to kill Indians. We want to make peace with them. The general's surrounding the camp, then we'll go in and capture their chiefs. That way they'll have to listen to reason.
Red Stick won't listen to anything. He'll fight.
Leave Red Stick to me. There's a general signal. Let's go!
Davy! Davy, look out! Davy, you all right?
That was close. Thanks for saving my scalp. Hey, there goes Red Stick.
And a bunch of young warriors with him.
The soldiers will stop him.
Red Stick's gonna catch him while they're reloading and can't shoot.
Come on, we'll try to cut him off.
I followed Davy. Halfway across the camp, 2 Creek warriors suddenly jumped me. Both of them were measuring my scalp for a mighty short haircut. Davy took one of them off my hands. Then he ran on, leaving me to take care of the other one. While I was persuading this other warrior to surrender, Davy caught up with Red Stick.
Hold it, Red Stick. I want to talk to you.
Red Stick no talk. Red Stick fight.
Consarn your cussed hide. You're going to hurt somebody with that tomahawk. Listen here now. This isn't any way to make peace. Your other chiefs are surrendering. Why don't you do...
We're not chief!
Red Stick and his warriors cut through the Major's soldiers and escaped our trap. Davy was down, but by the time I got to him, he was just coming to his feet. You all right, Davy?
I think so. But I'll bet Red Stick's tomahawk got an awful nick in it after the way he bounced it off my hair.
Uh-oh. Here comes the Major with the general right behind him.
You knew my men were reloading and couldn't defend themselves, Crockett? Why didn't you stop Red Stick's charge?
It's your fault Red Stick got through your lines, Major. We can't make a treaty without him. Take your men and bring him back.
But it may take weeks to even catch up with him.
I don't care if it takes months. Crockett will guide you.
Now, wait a minute, General. The Major and I don't quite agree on how to hunt Indians.
I don't want any arguments, Crockett.
Yes, sir. Come on, Georgie. Might as well get started.
Headed back to war from the old home place, but Red Stick was leading a merry chase, fighting and burning at a devil's pace, south through the swamps on the Florida trace. Davy Crockett, tracking the Redskins down.
From the Smoky Mountains, we crossed into Mississippi territory and south into the swamps, closing up on Red Stick, but never quite catching up with him.
Crockett, we've got to give up. Every man in our camp but you and Russell has the fever. We'll never find those Indians in this swamp.
Well, one thing's sure, Major. Nobody's going to find Red Stick if we all just sit here.
Georgie and I'd like to try it on our own.
Oh, suit yourselves. I'm starting back with my men while they're still in shape to march.
Davy and I found moccasin tracks not far from the Major's camp. They were maybe 2 days old, but we followed them and came to a lake.
Look, Georgie. The tracks split up here.
Yeah. Reckon we'll have to do the same.
We'll meet at the other end of the lake. If you see anything interesting, whistle and watch yourself.
I didn't like the swamp. It made me nervous. That kind of nervousness is dangerous. Makes you careless. I was almost on to fresh moccasin tracks before I saw them. I just had time to whistle a warning to Davy, and the war club hit me from behind. When I came to, I was tied to a stake with Red Stick's warriors piling wood for a bonfire at my feet. I was praying Davy had heard my whistle and would get away when he suddenly stepped out of the brush to face Red Stick. The Indians were so surprised they'd listened to his first words without moving.
Creek warriors, hear me.
Speak, white man. Red Stick, listen.
I've come a long ways to tell you all are fools. Your wise chiefs have given up and made peace. They know war's no good.
White man talk. War no good because soldiers all die. Because Red Stick take many scalps. Because soon I burn your friend.
You could all go home in peace if you'd listen to reason, Red Stick. But since you won't, you're a bad chief. And I reckon I got to challenge you according to Injun law.
You make challenge. Red Stick chooses weapons. Tomahawks.
A warrior gave Davy 2 tomahawks. He looked awful clumsy with them in his hand. When Red Stick charged him, I closed my eyes. When I opened them again, Davy had disarmed Red Stick and had backed him against a tree.
Now maybe you'll listen to reason, Red Stick. Turn my friend loose and go home. Sign the treaty. Do that, and I promise the government will let you keep your lands.
Government lies.
Davy Crockett don't lie. Here's my hand on it.
I believe. We go home. We make peace.
He give his word and he give his hand that his Injun friends could keep their land, and the rest of his life he took the stand that justice was due every redskin band. Davy Crockett, holding his promise dear. Davy Crockett, king of the wild.